West Virginia having the coal miner uniforms, hosting Iowa State, just a huge, huge underwhelming performance from West Virginia. And I think Iowa State played well. I think defensively, I was impressed with Iowa State for sure. And I think offensively, at times, they moved the football all right. Uh, Again, and Iowa State is undefeated, and they're what are they top 10 in the AP poll? Top 12?
I'll double check right now. They were
Even
11
after
last
watching this
week.
game, I know they went on the road against a frisky West Virginia team, and they had the coal miner unis, and the vibes were high. The place was loud. It was bumping. I'm still not super impressed with Iowa State so far this season. Maybe I'm just an absolute hater. Maybe I'm just a hater. Maybe I'm totally naive. Maybe I'm totally blind. Maybe I'm stupid. But and I think you feel differently about Iowa State, right? What are your thoughts about Iowa State coming out of this game?
I thought it was impressive. I mean, obviously West Virginia was underwhelming, but their defense I thought played well, and
Did
Jaheim White and Donaldson could not get going. And
yes,
the broadcast was talking about it. Like Garrett Green is your top option running the ball and throwing the ball. Too much is, and we love Garrett Green. You love Garrett Green.
sometimes.
Too
Jeez,
much is that's my
Louise.
everything is good in moderation. Garrett Green is great in moderation. Like it should not be so heavily put on his shoulders to beat a
No,
top 10 football team. Carson Hansen was awesome. Don't know what's going on there in that backfield with Jalen Jackson, with Abu Sama. I don't, but I don't care. As long as it's productive and I commit to running the ball. I talked about this where we've seen Iowa State with how good Higgins and Noel, Eli Green's playing well too now, Benjamin Brown in the tide. Like sometimes you get a little bit pass happy and you're like, we got one of the best quarterbacks in the Big 12. We're going to ride these guys. But sometimes, especially going on the road, teams that are maybe inferior to you right now, and you lose sight of running the ball. They did a great job. Great game plan. 43 rushing attempts to 26 passing attempts. That's exactly where you want to be. They closed out West Virginia in that fourth quarter. That was super impressive. Yeah, I mean, what's not to like right now? What's not to like for for Iowa State now? On the other hand here, like I said, with Garrett Green, like they were driving in that late in that third quarter,
multiple
you
times.
you throw that interception, that kills you. That kills you. And the next drive, you throw that interception, and that's obviously where Iowa State puts you away. But it happen, when you put too much on Garrett Green, you can't run the ball early in the football game. That's going to happen, and unfortunately, it does. There was a stat last night. I think it was like anytime Garrett Green has more than 30 passing attempts, he like always throws 2 interceptions or whatever it may be. I think that was the line.
That is a
Wild,
crazy stat.
wild. So
Iowa State's run defense impressed me. If you want me to look at something in this game, be like, okay, this is something that Iowa State can take moving forward, and be like, all right, if they apply this in every single week, they could be a really good football team. That
starting
run
next week,
defense, starting next week, that run defense right there against West Virginia, that effort was top tier. All right, that absolutely was. And you have an offense that has enough, I'm going to say enough, to make stuff happen and score some points. I still haven't been that impressed with the offense this season. The defense is what's been really nice for me, that I've liked. Yeah, moving forward, the teams that are going to run the ball on you, UCF is going to try to run the ball on you. Texas Tech is going to try to run the ball on you. Kansas is going to try to run the ball on you. Cincinnati's going to try to run the ball on you. Utah is going to try to run the ball on you. Kansas State's going to try to run the ball on you. Like every single team you play the rest of the year is going to try to run the ball on you. And if you could take this effort and transfer this effort into, because I haven't been that impressed with Iowa State's run. The Iowa game is a little bit different. Iowa's been running the ball well against kind of everyone this year, so I'm not going to I'll take that with a bit of a grain of salt right there. But if they can put that effort in their run defense and continue to do that in every single game the rest of the season, yeah, there's no reason that this team can't go undefeated or make something special of this season. I worry in a game, I don't know, like against Texas Tech, if Texas Tech is putting up points, are you yourselves able to put up points? And I know they did last year, and they did it in the Baylor game, I guess, late, but you've relied a lot on nice field position from turnovers. You didn't look great offensively against Houston. You didn't look great against Iowa offensively, which I guess Iowa does have pretty decent defense, but there's still a lot to improve here. But this is probably one of Matt Campbell's better teams, though, that he's had. I'm willing to say that for sure. Definitely.
and like you don't have Texas and OU in your conference. Like
Yep.
Utah's not playing great. It's like it seems a lot more exciting, I think, for Iowa State. Big win.
Yeah. So, do you think they're the front runners to win the Big 12 right now? Are they your front runners to win the Big 12?
Let's just say the standings hold, and so they have to play Texas Tech and BYU and Kansas State, right? Those are the top four in the Big 12. Those four there, and Iowa has Texas Tech and Kansas State on their schedule, and then a potential matchup with BYU in the championship. If I had to pick one, yes, just because I trust their offense a little bit more than BYU potentially. However, I do not want to pick one right now. I think so much is going to change. And I know that's the easy way out, but I think we're going to learn a lot. People have got to stay healthy. Like the depth in the Big 12 is not, when I say depth, I mean like team depth, positional depth for each team is not the same as it is potentially in the SEC and Big 10 and even certain teams in the ACC. So like that's where certain things like have to change. How does attrition get to you? Who stays healthy? Who doesn't? Who's peaking at the right time? So yeah, right now, Iowa State, you're doing your job. 6-0. You've looked good most of the year outside of one half against Iowa. You know, honestly, look good. Like you've done your job, right? And you've kind of handled things. So why not? Why not Iowa State continue to climb the ranks?
They are the favorites right now. Texas Tech is plus 900, by the way, to win the Big 12. Let me point you, by the way, to the rest of Texas Tech's schedule. Not that we should be talking about Texas Tech in this Iowa State recap. Baylor at home, TCU on the road. Then you get Iowa State on the road, right? That's the big one you got to circle. And then after that, Colorado at home, Oklahoma State on the road, West Virginia at home. Plus 900, by the way.
Now, listen, I think it's irresponsible to put any future on the Big 12. Any future right now.
Is it, though?
That's good value. I'm not saying it's good value. I'm not saying it's not good value.
I think it's irresponsible to take Iowa State plus 160.
Well, yeah.
That's irresponsible.
That's crazy. But yeah. Okay. I'm ready. Yeah, that's good.